That's right. That's right. That's right. Welcome to the show, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for being here. My name is Skyjack Morgan. I'm an independent news and culture commentator, free speech and critical thinking advocate, and boy, are my arms tired. Thank you so much for being here. You're incredible. You're amazing. You're a perfect piece of work. You're a wonderful human being, and I am just happy that you're alive. What a weekend, huh? It turns out, on Mother's Day, very few crimes are committed. Turns out moms are out there committing all these crimes, and they're so busy on Mother's Day having brunch, they can't go out and pop caps. I think that's what happens. We still had some shootings. Don't worry. There were still some shootings this weekend. We're not going to let a weekend go by without that happening. Yes, we were still bombing. There were still shootings and bombings. Don't you worry your little heads about that. We got some fun stuff to talk about. Man, yesterday was a doozy for me. I don't know, man. It's I don't know. I think it's my 5th Mother's Day since my mom died, I think, something like that. And I'm going through stuff and trying to I'm thinking I'm going to move. I'm going to leave California. It sucks. I don't want to really leave California, but I'm going to leave. And I want to do that. That's why he's picking up his own sticks to go to New Mexico. That's right. I don't want to work for nobody. I want to work by myself. He's set on Nob Hill. I am pretty set on Nob Hill. Yeah, I want to move to Nob Hill, New Mexico. So I'm packing up my stuff. I'm going through some things. I did it all weekend. Filled up some trash bags full of stuff. Took some stuff to Goodwill, that type of stuff. But then yesterday, I'm going through this closet, right? It's Mother's Day, and I'm not really thinking about Mother's Day as much. Try not to think about it, Although I went to Trader Joe's to get some food, and all of their flowers were sold out, which is nice. I like to see that. A lot of people, even in this economy, people are still buying flowers for their moms, and I like that. I wish I had a mom to buy flowers for. Anyway, so then I'm going through this stuff, and it's just boxes of photo albums. And I open up the photo albums, and most of it's 70s and 80s and 90s, and a lot of it's vacation photos. Look at this building in Paris. Look at this thing. I don't know, people. My mom are taking pictures of her travels. And then I get to one that's really old, and it's all pictures of my first year on Earth. It starts with, I've never seen it before, and it starts with a little picture of my first night at home with my mom, my first night from the hospital. There's a photo of me as a little baby, unrecognizable. I wouldn't know it was me if it didn't have my name on it. I barely recognize her. She's only 23 years old. Just 2 babies, really. 2 babies. Me at probably a couple days old, and her at 23 years old. And let me tell you, I think that I'm a pretty tough guy. But that took it right out of me. Holy shit. I started crying. I was bawling. I was sobbing. I don't think I've cried like that in shit since she died. So that was my Mother's Day, and then I was that's when I went to Trader Joe's. I was I need wine. I need to buy some $2 chuck. I need some $3.50 chuck, because it's not called $2 chuck anymore. Yeah, it's not called $2 chuck anymore. It's called $3.50 chuck, I guess. I don't know if anybody's calls it. It doesn't. $3.50 chuck doesn't sound as good as $2 chuck, right? $2 chuck made sense. $3.50 chuck does not sound good. $3.50 Charles. $3.50 Charles Shaw. Anyway, so I went to Trader Joe's, did that because I was I don't know what. I don't know. It was rough, brah. It was rough. So anyway, my name is Skyjack Morgan. I'm an independent news and culture commentator, free speech and critical thinking advocate. This is the #1 news reaction show on YouTube, and I'm glad that you're alive. Please become a Sky City Rebel. I think you're incredible. A rebel. I think you're incredible. I think you are an amazing person. And I hope that you'll enjoy this show today. It's a good show. I work hard on it.
Sky is blue, no denying. News with Skyjack Morgan. Bright and early new dawn. Every headline, every story. Gives your morning some glory. Stay informed, stay tuned as the day greets new blue.
Good morning headlines.
Skyjack Morgan. Start your day just fine. Information for you, darling. With coffee in your cup, used to fill you right up. Cleansing weather on the go. Morning show you need to know. Join us on this daily ride with your morning side by side. Catch the latest, feel the vibe. Sky will keep you well supplied.
Good morning headlines. Good morning headlines. All right, good morning, Sky City Rebels. Thank you so much for being here. You're incredible. You know who you are. Thank you especially to the Black Belt members who keep this channel going. Thank you for supporting independent news media. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for supporting my move. Thank you for supporting my channel. Thank you. I'm just an orphan trying to make his way in this world, so thank you.
Today, for the first time, passengers started evacuating the cruise ship at the center of the deadly hantavirus outbreak.
I don't know if you heard about this, but there's been a deadly hantavirus outbreak. Have you heard? Oh my goodness gracious. I don't know if you heard about it, but it is wild to think that yet another, maybe it can become another pandemic. Wouldn't that be nice? Let's have a pando. Let's have a pando, man. I did the last one all wrong, man. I worked through the last one, man. I should not have done that. I should have chilled out with the rest of you and made some sourdough starters or worked on a YouTube channel. I didn't have a YouTube channel, man. I was working 12 hours a day, 6 days a week. I was in a rough spot. I had a rough spot. Is it deadly? Yes, it's deadly. Hantavirus has already killed 3 people, my friend. 3 people are toast. I don't want to work another one, another damn vegan. Hell yeah, don't. We're going to do the next one right. Let's get another pando. Please shut down the government. Please shut down the economy. Please shut down all this. Please shut down everything. Please. I did the last one all wrong. I did the last one all wrong, man. I want to do this one right. Please, I want a do-over. Yeah, go on a cruise. Yes. It all starts with the cruise. Do you remember the last pandemonium also started with the cruise? Do you remember? And Donald Trump wouldn't let them. If we let them off the ship, that'll bring the number of COVID up. What? If we test people, then we'll have more cases. Remember that shit? It was crazy.
Which has killed at least 3 people on board. The ship docked in the Canary Islands earlier, where a medical tent was in place to receive passengers in what's expected to be a 2-day process. They'll then be flown back to their home countries on charter flights. The French Prime Minister said one of the 5 French passengers exhibited symptoms on their repatriation flight.
Oh, no.
We're also learning that the 17 Americans on board will be observed at a medical center in Nebraska. And amid concerns of a
Look out, Nebraska. It's coming for you, Nebraska. Oh, Nebraska. Everyone loves you, Nebraska. Oh, man. Who will pick my corn if I don't? Who will crack my corn? Jimmy cracks my corn. How will Jimmy crack corn if he's got the hantavirus over there in Nebraska? Man, what is Washington gonna do? Am I right, Nebraska? What is Washington gonna do? That's how they say Washington in Nebraska. Man, my dad's from Nebraska. I always hated the way he every time my dad moved to California when he was 13, so he still had that Nebraska accent. It's like nails down a chalkboard for me. Washing machine. Oh God, there's no R in wash, Nebraska. Why are you putting wash? Why are you putting an R in everything, man? You're killing me, son.
Continuing spread. Trump officials and health experts this morning worked to quell fears we could be heading into another COVID situation.
Yes! come on, baby. Look, I know you guys think that I'm like, oh, Sky wants 1 million people to die. I don't want 1 million people to die. I just want a do-over. I did the last one all wrong. I believed my corporate overlords. They let them scare me into working. I shouldn't have done it. I was so stupid. My roommate was playing Call of Duty, getting fat with a big old beard, and I was going to work every day like, oh, let's do the work. Oh, I'm a leader. I have to be there for my team. Oh, no way, bro. Next time, I'm making sourdough. Okay, everybody? I do not want it. We call it Washington, Missouri, too. Oh no, Missouri, the great state of Missouri. You go to the great state of Missouri. Oh, come on now, let's go to the great state of Missouri.
The key message I want to
But hey, you know what? In Missouri, you guys don't have any hantavirus yet. They got it in Nebraska.
send to your audience is that this is not COVID. This is not going to lead to the kind of outbreak.
What? 6 billion? Why is it 6 billion? It was only 1 million people died in America. What do you mean 6 billion? 6 billion people didn't die, Will David. It's 6 billion, Skyjack. What do you mean 6 billion? How's we going to kill 6 billion? I don't want anybody to die. If I could have 0 people die, but I can just have a do-over of the pandemic, of the total shutdown, I'm in. I want a shutdown, baby. God. Lock it down. Lock it down.
I do understand that this is not a respiratory disease, meaning it's very difficult, if impossible, to pass through coughing or breathing.
For now.
It's very rare to see it transmitted between humans.
Rare. It's rare to see it transmitted between humans, y'all. You're safe. You're safe.
Is Joseph Allen,
You're
professor
safe.
of exposure assessment science at Harvard University. Joseph, thank you so much for joining us this evening. You had the chance to speak with a doctor who was on that ship. I'm wondering if you can bring us into that conversation. And
I hate this show on MS Now. I thought it was CNN. I hate this show. There's 4 people, and then they like scream at this guy. They always bring on someone, and then 4 of them scream at a guy. I don't understand why this works.
what it helped you understand about the transmission of this disease?
All right, tell me.
Yeah, sure. And thanks for having me on. And let me just take a step back and say why I contacted this
Like,
doctor,
look at
why
the
we-
body language of the guy in the Like, what is that? Why are they such assholes on this show?
spoke. I've seen a lot of the official messaging come out, and some of the messaging I just heard there is incorrect. And I can talk about this in a minute. But the messaging I've heard from CDC and others is that this requires prolonged close contact.
Oh, man. I could watch Tiger King and that one about the chess girl. Yes, Nathan Shiro says I should just LARP, do a personal lockdown and watch old COVID content. I can't really do it, though, if you think about it, because during the government shutdown, during the last lockdown, they made it illegal to kick people out of their homes. Do you remember? They made mortgages. They froze mortgages, and they froze evictions. Like, you couldn't evict anybody. You couldn't. People didn't have to pay rent. I paid rent. I kept paying. I was a sucker, okay? I got suckered. I got used. I was abused. I'm still dealing with the trauma of COVID. I knew a bunch of people who died. My mom died. Everyone I knew died. I knew so many people dying during COVID. This time, I'm going to be in a bubble. I'm not going to know anybody. I'm just going to watch Tiger King back to back over and over again. Tiger King. That's what I'm going to do. I heard all you guys watched Tiger King a lot. You paid rent too, and that was nice. You're not worried? Damn it. Just LARP like it's Armageddon like event anyway. Man, that's what I should do. Just like go to a like a fallout shelter and be like, "Oh, it's a pando. It's a pando." Man, I just want to take it easy. All you guys took it easy. I didn't get to take it easy. I haven't been able to take it easy. I feel like COVID knocked everyone got a year off. And I just haven't been able to get back up off my knees. I just got whipped for a year.
Contact. Now, when I go read the literature about prior outbreaks of this virus, not on a ship, it is very clear we've had transmission that happened very rapidly and did not require close contact. So I wanted to kind of double check myself. So I reached out to this doctor. We were on a Pro TV program earlier in the week together.
Oh, yeah, man. You say stock up on DP? Nah, man. You got it all wrong. You get yourself a little bidet, okay? Americans are so stupid they don't have bidets, man. Bidets are the way. This is the way. Get a bidet. Americans, what are you guys doing? Wash your buttholes, you weirdos. God damn, get yourself one of those attachment bidets. That's what I got. Got a little attachment. I hit a button. Boop. Man, it feels nice. I feel fresh. It's good. I don't know why Americans haven't caught on. Man, when I left Europe, I left America and moved to Europe, and I was like, you guys actually use those? Like the only bidet I'd ever seen was like jokes on TV about Muslims using them, or Crocodile Dundee made a joke about rich people using them. But I'm telling you, America, you're sleeping on the bidet thing, and then you won't have to worry so much about TP. I mean, you still got to use it to dry off your bunghole, but it's way better. Thank you for tuning in to the Morning Sky Show. It's the #1 news reaction show on YouTube and best bunghole content on the internet. Thank you.
And I asked him, what is actually happening on the ship? And
Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe if you like bunghole talk.
where am I off, or where are other people off in this messaging? And he confirmed to me something really important, and that's messaging has not broken through. And this is the what he experienced as he related to me. Yes, as the first patients were sick and being treated, there was close contact with the treating physician on board, and several other staff were helping that person. Those people got sick. In fact, the ship's doctor got removed from the ship. This other passenger, who happened to be a doctor, then stepped in to start to treat patients. As he relayed to me, the other people who got sick after that, many who had been removed from the hospital, did not have what he called close contact. They shared time in the dining room or in the lecture room on the ship, but they were not in close physical contact. So I find the official messaging contradicted by what we know from previous outbreaks and published in the literature, and what I was told about the experience on the ship.
So what do you think is the most important thing right now that the American public should know about what it is that you have learned and what is
bidets. That's the #1 thing Americans should learn is bidets. And wash your goddamn hands, you stupid Americans. What is it with you guys, you dirty pieces of shit, you wormy Americans? What is with you? Wash your hands. I'm sick of going to a public restroom, man, and I see other dudes in there. They're not washing their hands. It's not that I think your genitals are dirty, although, you know, they probably are, because if you're not washing your hands, you're probably not washing your balls. But, I mean, it's none of my business what's going on in your pants. Why my business is that you're not washing your hands when you're got the opportunity in the plumbing situation. Man, we invented indoor plumbing in order to curb disease, and yet you guys aren't using it properly. You use the bathroom, and while you're there, you use the soap and water. That's it. While you're there, it's an opportunity. You gotta go to the bathroom, so there's a sink in there. Use it. Use it. What is it with you? We're all gonna have another pet. Actually, you know what? I take it back. Don't wash your hands. Whatever you do, Americans, stop washing your hands, because I want another shutdown. Please, America, listen, America. Stop washing your hands, because I want another lockdown. I want a do-over. I did the last one all wrong. Please, you guys did it right. I did it wrong. I got left behind, y'all. Please. Please. I want to catch up on my Duolingo. I want to do what you guys were doing. I just want to do my YouTube channel and catch up on Duolingo and watch Tiger King and eat like baked goods. You guys were eating baked goods. I saw you. When I was doom scrolling late at night, bleeding out of my eyes. I was doom scrolling and watching all you assholes. I didn't even get COVID. What a fucking... all the joke was on me. I didn't even get it. Because I washed my hands. I didn't even get it, man. I didn't even get that part of COVID. I got nothing. I got only the worst parts of COVID. I didn't even get the joy of understanding the disease. Anyway, that's the best thing to learn from COVID. Get a bidet. Don't wash your hands, though, okay? Because I want to make this thing happen. Let's do it.
Welcome back to Fox and Friends. New York prosecutors have unsealed indictments, including accusing the...
Yeah, I don't shake hands. Are you kidding me? I don't shake hands with people. I'm like this. I do that one. Unless you're like a close friend, I usually don't. I don't shake hands with strangers. I know how filthy all you Americans are. My God. Wash your hands. No, don't. I want you to not wash your hands because I'd prefer another lockdown, okay? Don't wash your hands. I'm not going to touch them, but you're going to touch everybody else. You're going to touch all these other things. I wash my hands first thing in the morning. I wash my hands. Look at these nails. They're clean because I wash them. I was digging through stuff yesterday. My hands were dirty. I was touching coins and shit. I washed them. What is it with you guys? But I'm saying don't do it. I was having really high hopes during the last pandemic that the fist bumps were going to replace handshakes for good. So disappointing. I don't shake hands. Are you kidding me? I will often be like, I prefer to forego the handshake if that's okay. I'll tell people that to their face. I don't give a shit. I don't care. People aren't offended by that anymore. That used to be offensive. Nowadays, people don't even care. No one thinks you're being offensive when you say that. Like, I don't know if I would do it to a black person, but like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But I do it sometimes. I do that. Just because I don't want to be offensive. I don't want them to get the wrong idea.
As the I-Team first told you last night, hundreds.
Man, I just don't want people to get the wrong idea. You know, that's all. I don't want to be offensive. I don't want people to think I'm like a racist.
Welcome back
you
to
know.
Fox and Friends.
I don't know if you heard, but Fox and Friends is talking about the cartels while we're bombing Iran. It's cartel Mexican government indicted.
New York prosecutors have unsealed indictments, including accusing the Sinaloa governor Ruben Rocha Moya and 9 other current and former Mexican officials of allegedly working with the Sinaloa cartel to protect fentanyl trafficking operations. Mexico's president, Claudia Sheinbaum, says her government will review the case. But
I love it. I love the idea that we're indicting people in other countries. They should wait. Can they indict our people? Perfect. I love it. Can they indict our president, please? Could Mexico please indict our president today? If we're going to indict their governors, I think they should indict our governors. Sure. I love it. I think if I were Scheinbaum and they indicted one of my governors, I'd be like, cool. We are now indicting Greg Abbott. Why? Human trafficking. Greg Abbott is a human trafficker. He's working with the cartels to move people to New York City. So, Greg Abbott, you're under indictment. I think that's a great idea. Let's do it. Let's normalize this.
she has pushed back against what she calls foreign interference. Here now is Mexican Senator.
Yeah, foreign interference.
Senator, thank you for joining us this morning. So our government and our DEA has said, hey, this governor and these 9 other governors and other officials are tied to this.
Our government. Why do they always talk like this on Fox News? Our government. Our government. U.S. charges Mexican officials in cartel case. This poor lady with these crosses. These poor ladies.
Sinaloa cartel, you need to extradite them and bring them back to America. And she has said,
bring them back to America? Bring them back to America? They're in Mexico. What do you mean? They're Mexican governors.
The president of Mexico has said no. Why?
Because it's bullshit?
Yes, that's exactly what's happening. The United States government, the court of New York, indicted the Sinaloa's governor and other 9 collaborators of him, including one sitting senator, of trafficking fentanyl to the United States.
That's great. I mean, France has indicted Elon Musk and for the child porn thing, and he's not going to France. Elon Musk and Benjamin Netanyahu are not allowed to set foot in France. Love it. I love it. I'm allowed to go to France. Are you allowed to go to France? I don't know why. I don't know. I think that's important now. If you're a kid killer, then you're not allowed to go to France. Makes sense.
With the Sinaloa cartel, this is the most important case of a sitting government in Mexico accused from the United States, indicted from the United States, and the United States is asking for them to be held to extradite them to the United States. But Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum doesn't want to do that. She says that the United States must bring proof to Mexico, but as we know in this regime, the proof is not going to let us know more about the corruption because this is a narco state, as I told you last year, and these accusations are proving it.
Yeah, it's really
proving it. Accusations are not proof. Just to remind you, they do that a lot on Fox News. They're like, this accusation is proving. Accusations are not proof. That's why we have due process. That's why when I say you're an illegal, it doesn't mean anything. Calling someone illegal doesn't make them an illegal. So calling someone a violent rapist does not make them a rapist. Calling Donald Trump a pedophile doesn't make him a pedophile. The evidence makes him a pedophile. His own words make him a pedophile. His admittance, since he admitted it, it makes him a pedophile. But me saying it doesn't make him a pedophile. He is a pedophile because he says he's a pedophile, you see. Because there's proof and evidence that he is a chomo. But me saying it and accusing him of that is not the proof, right? That's not proof. But it's funny, someone just said that the Sinaloa cartel, that they are, that isn't a government, an American government run thing. The cartels are run by the the CIA. It's like, it's common knowledge at this point, right? That the CIA started the modern drug trade after World War II by bringing back the mafia in Italy and, supplying them with heroin and other drugs. It's good times. I wouldn't want to fly. You don't want to fly? Come on, Chai Pixie. You should fly. We're probably on some secret no-fly watch list anyway. I'm definitely on one, but, every once in a while they still mess with me. Trump snorted so much cocaine, he should be indicted for financing illegal drug dealers. Do you remember when he's like, they bring the cocaine to America, which is, thank you very much, but it's illegal. Remember when he said that? You're talking about Venezuela, which is hilarious because Venezuela is not a big cocaine country, but whatever. He doesn't know where his own cocaine comes from. All I know is that I like snorting it off of the boners of young men. That's all I know. I love boner bumps. Boner bumps are the best bumps. They're the best bumps. They're all, man. I love women. Trust me, I love women. But boner bumps are the best way to do cocaine.
As the I-Team first told you last night, hundreds of drivers have been arrested for DUI by the state's top cop, a moniker given to the member of law enforcement who's made the most DUI arrests in the state. But in court records, attorneys have accused the top cop.
I thought they didn't have quotas. Well, we don't have quotas, but what we do is the guy who arrests the most people for DUIs, we give him this little badge and they call him the top cop. But there's no quotas, okay? It's just a contest throwing people in jail, which is why we have a bunch of innocent people in jail who were sober at the time of their arrest. But I thought you guys didn't do quotas. It's not a quota. That would be illegal. Police departments don't have quotas. They have contests. Come on. That would be illegal. Just like when I managed bars and restaurants, I couldn't tell everybody, hey, there's a quota to sell 15 shots of Don Julio 1942. I couldn't tell them that because that would be illegal. You can't tell them to sell 14 shots of Don Julio 1942 and expect them and be like, if you don't do it, you're going to get fired. That's illegal. But I can say, hey, I've got an iPod. Because for some reason, this is 1998. I have an iPod. And if you sell, whoever sells the most Don Julio 1942 gets an iPod. I used to do that shit all the time. I gave away iWatches. I've given away airline tickets away. We do all that shit, man. Just try to get you idiots to buy the candy, expensive candy. That's what we do. I've literally given people trips to foreign countries to sell more alcohol. It would be against the law to have a quota. But a contest? Contests are fun. Police officers love them. Cops have the same thing as a bartender. It's almost like they should have no authority over us whatsoever. It's almost as if this is all just a dream or a nightmare. More like a nightmare, right?
Of fabricating evidence and violating driver civil rights. Drivers like
they fabricated evidence. Oh my God, this is just like my bartenders used to do this. They would ring in 1942, but then sell a different thing, and they would get the bartender to try to they'd pour something else so they could pump up their numbers. So if they tried to sell 1942, someone's like, I don't like 1942. I liked Clase Azul, and you're like, oh, okay. So they would pour Clase Azul, but they'd ring up 1942 because it's the same price, and they would get a thing. Or sometimes they'd get another person they're working with to ring up their 1942 on their card so that they could get the numbers. So they work together. They're scammers, man. Everyone's trying to win the iPod. Everyone wants the iPod because iPods are cool, man. Everyone wanted an iPod. It has no moving parts. You could put so many songs on an iPod, you could never listen to all of them in your whole life. You can have 3 lifetimes worth of music on your iPod. It was amazing. And it made this little tick, 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 tick when it was great. Everyone loved iPods, right? Remember iPods?
Gerard Holland.
doing a favor for a friend of mine.
As the sun rose on the morning of June 2nd, 2024, local restaurant executive Sherrard Holland says he was confused when he saw the police lights.
I pulled you over because you swerved.
The son of a Chicago police officer, Holland says he was the designated driver for a coworker after working overnight when he was pulled over by Illinois State Police Trooper Kevin Bradley. After speaking with Holland, Trooper Bradley wrote in his report he could smell the odor of an alcoholic beverage emitting from the vehicle.
We gonna relocate?
Suspecting DUI, Bradley asked Holland to continue driving down the road to a gas station. There, Bradley accused Holland of driving drunk. When asked if he would...
What? I suspected DUI, so why don't you keep driving? I've been pulled out of cars and told I was drinking and let go. And no one has ever been like, hey, I think you're drinking. Why don't you drive a couple more miles and let me check it out?
Field sobriety tests, Holland calmly refused.
No, thank you. No, thank you. I'm ready back. For what reason? Under arrest. I'm driving under the influence.
In this dashboard camera footage, you can see the trooper searching through Holland's things before his car was impounded. Later that day, when Holland needed his MacBook, he noticed it wasn't on his inventory slip. He says he assumed it must be with his car at the tow yard.
I decided to ping my MacBook, which was missing, and it pinged to an address.
Using Apple's Find My feature, Holland says his MacBook pinged at a Tinley Park home instead.
No, the cop stole his MacBook.
When he got to the door, what happened?
Well, I was met by him.
Him was Trooper Bradley.
He denied it and began to argue with me, and I decided to call the police.
This is a recording of that call.
I have an iMac that was stolen last night. And what did they say when you confronted them then? Hang on 1 second. Okay. My iPad. How would I find your iPad?
And once I called the police, he requested that I hang the phone up.
I'll hang up.
This cell phone video picks up shortly after that 911 call, recorded by Holland's wife, who was waiting in his car. You can see the trooper walk out and hand Holland his MacBook. The trooper even opens his garage door to show Holland his state police vehicle.
It was a very traumatic interaction with him.
A Tinley Park dispatcher...
That would be a little traumatic, right? You're going to go... my iMac is... My Power Mac, whatever the fuck, his laptop's missing. Oh, and it's the cop. It's the cop. I thought he said math book. Yeah, it's like... Where's the money? Where's the money, Donnie?
Eventually called Holland back.
Everything okay? You're fine? Yeah, he's a police officer. For some reason, he took my MacBook home with him. Oh, gotcha. Okay.
SWAT dog, big effing deal about gas. Deal with it. It's only gonna get worse. So quit effing crying. It's only gonna get worse, SWAT dog. What are you gonna? You're right. It's only gonna get worse, SWAT dog. It's only gonna get worse. So quit effing crying. Yeah, SWAT dog. You're contributing a lot to the conversation. Thank you, sir. You're amazing. Keep it going. All you effing people do is whine, bitching. What? This is not that at all. All you effing... SWAT dog, are you okay? SWAT dog, it seems like you might be going through something. I feel really bad for you. You know, I know it was Mother's Day yesterday. Did your mom treat you badly? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It can be hard on a lot of people. Things just don't go perfect. It's supposed to be a perfect day, you know, and it's never a perfect day. You go to the brunch thing, you forgot to make rezos, and you go and everyone's there, right? Everyone and their mom is there, literally, and it sucks because there's so many people everywhere you go, and you can't even have your mom's special day. It's so busy. I get it. I get it. I'm sorry that you're going through that, SWAT dog. I'm sorry, man. You can do it, though. Trump is the GOAT president of the United States. Brutal facts. Thank you for coming back. Thanks for being here, Brutal Facts. I appreciate you. You always make me laugh. Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Yeah. You probably want to speak to a supervisor over there.
That's what Holland did. He filed a complaint with the Illinois State Police, and the I-team obtained a copy of the state's internal investigation. According to the findings, investigators determined Trooper Bradley never reported this interaction with Holland to his supervisors, nor did he make note of it in his reports. According to a transcript of an interview with internal investigators, when Bradley was asked why he took the laptop, he said he was doing Holland a favor. I kept it for his courtesy, like I said with his phone, key, and wallet. It's my mistake. I forgot to give him his stuff back, and he tracked it. The report states investigators determined Bradley had violated state police policies, and he was suspended for 1 day.
What was it doing in his house? I'm sorry. 1 day suspension? You stole this dude's shit.
I feel disheartened by that.
And I'm outraged.
Brendan Brown is Holland's attorney.
What if he didn't have to find my iPhone application?
After months of court hearings for the DUI charges,
the most rewarding thing for me was receiving a not guilty verdict.
A bench trial found Holland not guilty. He's now suing the state and Trooper Bradley. Bradley did not respond to the I-team's repeated requests for comment, but in court filings, attorneys representing the state and Bradley have argued Holland's lawsuit should be dismissed, as the trooper has sovereign immunity as a member of law enforcement, and that it was a lawful traffic stop.
How many other people, like Sherrard, who maybe couldn't afford a lawyer, and maybe they pled guilty, or maybe they were found guilty, and perhaps their conduct didn't actually match what was alleged?
A spokesperson for the agency said ISP has strong oversight of all officers and addresses any discrepancies or complaints when they are identified.
This is so commonplace, man. These cops are out of control. Sovereign immunity. Why should a cop have sovereign immunity? They could take away my freedom. They can ruin my day. I think if anyone who's allowed to have a gun should not have sovereign immunity. Come on now. This is bullshit. Sovereign immunity. This is America. They're no better than me. They're no better than you. A cop is just a cop. He's just a person. He's just a dude who got bullied in high school and now wants to bully other people. That's most of their story. Most of the story of police is that they got kind of pushed around as kids and now they want to push around other people. Maybe they don't know it. They're like, I'm going to make the world a better place. When the hard rain comes, I'll be there to sweep up the mess. I mean, this is the type of shit that goes through these guys' heads. They're crazy. Then we give them guns, we give them authority, we give them a uniform. They walk around like big tough guys with their belts. They all think they're Batman all of a sudden. And Batman never liked cops, you know. Just Commissioner Gordon, that's the only one he liked. Maggers, man. Tough stuff. Tough stuff. Anyway, ISP, Illinois State Police. Look out if you're in Illinois. Look out if you're in America. I mean, our cops here, if you're watching from overseas, you don't get it, man. Our cops, they're not even cops, man. They're just Gestapo at this point. It's just such a joke. They're just like, that guy wasn't even drunk. They just break his balls, take everything, take his shit. Like, what? And what's funny is they could have taken his shit, and all he had to do was log it. All he had to do was write it down. Oh, yeah, I took this guy's shit. That's all he had to do. And he could have taken his shit legally. It's messed up.
Now we go to the Middle East as President Trump is slamming around.
Fox and Friends! Woo, 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 woo! Let's do it.
His latest attempt to end the war.
It comes as the fragile ceasefire is being tested after a cargo ship was struck and set ablaze off of Qatar's coast.
Yep, Chief Correspondent Trey Yanks is live in Tel Aviv with the latest. Trey.
Cry, baby. I'm not crying, all deaf lep. Listen, all deaf lep. Hey, do you know what has... Never mind. How many people are in Def Leppard? How many people are in Def Leppard? Is it 4 or 5? It's 5, right? Yeah. Do you know it has 9 arms and sucks? Do you know it has 9 arms and sucks, Def Lep? Hey, no, I'm not a crybaby. I think I believe in the overthrow of the government. I think we should just secede from the union. I think the government should break up. What do you mean crybaby? I ain't crying. I think we should need a revolution, buddy. What's crybaby about that? I'm not gonna sit here and cry about it. I'm out here doing something about it. I'm on the internet doing shit. I go to protests. Been all over the place, protesting, advocating, out doing outreach, all sorts of cool shit. What have you been doing?
Yeah, hey guys, good morning. President Trump reacted overnight to the Iranian response to the U.S. peace proposal. The president posting on Truth Social, quote, I've just read the response from Iran's so-called representatives. I don't like it. Totally unacceptable. In another post, he went on to say, in part, for 47 years, the Iranians have been tapping...
So-called representatives. They so-called represent... This rodeo clown. Look at this guy's fucking... Look at this guy. This is your guy, right? This rodeo clown. I'll never get over that we have a president that has this as his PFP. Never. It never gets old. Look at this guy. I got the American flag on my face. Around the United States. 47 years the Iranians have been tapping us along. Tapping us? I call it a trifle. It's just a trifle. I don't like it with their roadside bombs destroying protests and recently wiping out 42,000 unarmed protesters and laughing at our now great country. Great again country. They will be laughing no longer. What the hell, dude? Everyone's laughing at us because of you and this rodeo clown routine you've got going. You're cracking me up. Everyone cracks up when they look at this piece of garbage. Look at this guy. Look at him. Destroying protests with roadside bombs. When did they do roadside bombs? I don't even know. Do Iranians do roadside bombs? That was like an Afghan thing. It's like an Afghanistan thing, bro.
Waiting, killing our people with their roadside bombs, destroying protests, and recently wiping out 42,000 innocent unarmed protesters and laughing at our now great again country. They will be laughing no longer. Iranian state media reported the response included security of the Strait of Hormuz and an end to the war, but did not address the key Trump administration demand to address Iran's nuclear program.
That's because they don't have a nuclear program. That was made up. They made that shit up. It's like the weapons of mass destruction. There are no WMDs in Iraq. There are no nuclear weapons in Iran. This is all bullshit. It's about oil. It was about oil then. It's about oil now. Nothing has changed. It's the same shit. It's just a new guy in a new country. But the whole reason Iraq even had any weapons was because we gave them to Iraq to kill Iranians. And we're blaming the Iranians for 47 years. They've been so mean to us. They're so mean. They're so mean and rotten. Those Iranians are so mean. We're the ones who gave Saddam Hussein, put him in power, gave him Scud missiles so that he could constantly bomb Iran because we just didn't like Iranians because the Iranians refused to sell us oil at a price that we dictated. That's what happened 47 years ago. In 1979, they rebelled. They kicked out the Shah that we put in, the brutal dictator who tortured people, did all the same. It's all bad dudes, right? The bad guy, Shah, we put him in 1953, and guess what? 25 years later, they got rid of that guy. And then we gave Saddam Hussein billions of dollars and lots of guns and bombs so that he can constantly kill them. And the Kurds too, by the way, the Kurds. We love using the Kurds. So Iraq also just genocided the Kurds as much as possible. But Iran does that too. They're all trying to genocide the Kurds. In fact, there's one conspiracy theory that thinks that the Americans put the Kurds up in those peaceful, unarmed protests, those 42,000 people that you never see video of dying. You never see it happening for some reason, even though we live in a modern society where there's cameras everywhere. We don't know how it happened, but a lot of people say that those were the Kurds. The Iranians have been killing Kurds for a long time, and that the USA told the Kurds, hey, if you stick it to those Iranians, we're going to back you up this time. But we didn't. Remember, he got on the news and he said he's going to back them up. If they kill harm one hair and one head of any of those protesters, it's a red line. We're going to save all the protesters. And we didn't, of course. 42,000 people. That's a new number. I don't know. I heard 30. Sometimes I hear 50. Tens of thousands of people supposedly died. I believe it, but I don't believe that they were all innocent protesters. But hey, maybe they were. What do I know? We'll never know the truth on that one.
Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu echoed a similar sentiment in an interview over the weekend, saying the war isn't over yet because Iran still has nuclear material.
I think it accomplished a great deal, but it's not over because there's still nuclear material, enriched uranium that has to be.
The communist vote. Well, there was a little bit of talk about communism back then, that's for sure, because, Russia was in there. But really what they wanted to do was ensure that the money from the oil that they had in their own country stayed in their country rather than going to London and New York. If that's communism, sounds pretty good. If you think that's communism, you should buy Melania coin. Please buy Melania coin because you'll believe anything. Please buy Melania coin. Buy Melania coin, everybody. It's time. Donald Trump says it is the most important financial tool of the American future prosperity. So please go out, buy some Melania coin, liquidate everything. If you believe in Donald Trump, if you believe what he says, if you think he tells the truth, then you should sell your house, buy Melania coin. I'm selling my house, I'm buying Melania coin because everything Donald Trump says is true. And it's endorsed by the First Lady, and I love her. She is a fashion icon. Have you heard? Just a touch. Have you seen anyone seen the Melania movie? Am I the only one who saw the Melania movie? There were like 6 people in the theater when I went there. When I saw it. You should go to it. Yes, Persian history is my strong point. Either it is personal hygiene going to, by the look of him, my personal hygiene, brutal facts. Wash your hands, brutal facts. Did you wash your hands, buddy?
Taken out of Iran.
Buy Melania coin, brutal.
There's still enrichment sites that have to be dismantled. There's still proxies that Iran supports. There are ballistic missiles that they still want to produce. Now, we've degraded a lot of it, but all of that is still there. And there's work to be done.
The Wall Street Journal reports that the latest response doesn't resolve the U.S. demand for commitments in advance on the fate of Iran's nuclear program and its stockpile of highly enriched uranium. Nuclear issues would be negotiated over the next 30 days, they said. Iran proposes to have some of its highly enriched uranium diluted and the rest transferred to a third country, the people said. Now, Reuters reports that a spokesperson for the Iranian Foreign Ministry claimed the response was not excessive and that
they should send it. I think they should send it to Ukraine because you remember when Ukraine told America that they want to keep their nuclear weapons, and America's like, no, Ukraine. You can't keep those nuclear weapons. You got to give them back to Russia. If you don't give them back to Russia, that's bad. And they said, no, if we give our nuclear weapons back to Russia, Russia's going to invade us someday. And America said, no, they'll never do that. And you know what? If they do, we'll defend you. Just don't have nukes. You see, the truth is, nukes are the only thing that keeps you from getting invaded in this world because America. It's all because of America. We were the only country that ever bombed anybody. We're the only ones that ever used nukes. We're the only ones that want all the nukes. We have more nukes than anybody else. And we want to make sure no one else gets nukes, because then we won't be able to invade them for their oil. If you got nukes, then we're not coming after you for your oil because of the nukes.
The United States continues to have unreasonable demands. The demands for the United States are very clear, that Iran will never have a nuclear program and pursue a nuclear weapon. The president has given the Iranians two options: to sign on the dotted line, or the war could resume. Guys?
The war could resume. The war has never stopped. We've been killing people this whole time. It's not a ceasefire if you're bombing people. If there's a blockade, that's not a ceasefire. It's not a ceasefire if Lebanon is being... If children are dying in Lebanon because Benjamin Netanyahu's just got a hard-on for killing Lebanese people these days, well, that ain't a ceasefire, homie. That ain't a ceasefire.
Last thing before we go to the students, because I would be drawn and quartered if I did not say this.
Uh-oh, no. Shit, it's on C-SPAN. How did AOC get on C-SPAN? Oh, no. Careful. Hold on, maggers. I know you guys get your assholes all puckered when you see her. I know you guys get all hot and bothered. I don't know what it is about her that you guys just like, oh, I don't know what to think. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do about AOC. She makes me so, I get so conflicted feelings when I see her. I want to say something sexist and racist to the bartender, but she's really nice and pretty, so I don't know what to do. A woman in power, I don't know what to do.
There are a lot of people who would like you to run for president in 2028. Apparently some of them are here. And there are people who, there are others who would like you to run for the United States Senate, Senators.
You're not going to watch the Melania. It's free somewhere. I think you can get on like Prime or something. I don't know. You can watch it somewhere now. This will be the most expensive war in history because of the ammunition used. It will take years to replenish. Navia, we might not have the weapons to actually stop anyone from doing anything in the future because we don't have any weapons, right? Like, we're using them all in Iran. Like, supposedly our weapons stockpile is at like 50%. So if China actually did go nuts and, start killing people in Taiwan and Thailand, then what are we going to do about it? In Taiwan? I mean, shit. In Taiwan? What are we going to do about it? What are we going to do about it if China takes Taiwan right now? We're not going to do anything. China knows that. We're not going to do shit. Man, I lived in Taiwan for a while. I loved it. It's so beautiful there. It was great. What are we going to do if the Chinese just start killing people in Taiwan? What are we going to do if Russia starts getting even crazier in Ukraine? What are we going to do if India and Pakistan start having problems in the Kashmir? What are we going to do if Cuba decides to start doing something weird? You never know. Anything can happen. We don't have the bombs to do anything about it, though, because we're bombing Iran for no reason.
Schumer's up in 2028.
Well, there's a reason. It's oil. Man, it'd be so great to see Schumer go away.
I don't know. It sounded like even more.
Should we do it to New York or to other parts of the country?
How many would like AOC to stay in Congress? See, they want you to make a move. Yeah. What say you about all of this?
It's funny because in this op-ed that Jeff Bezos paid for in the Washington Post, there was this line that you had mentioned.
She's so charming, isn't she? Everyone loves AOC. This is why Republicans hate her. They gotta talk so much shit on her because she's really does charm the pants off you, doesn't she?
Earlier about, well, as a potential 2028 contender, XYZ. And in the context of that, it was very clear this was a veiled threat, right? So the elite saying, if you want this job, you just stepped out of line. And we want you to know where the real power is. And it's in the modern day barons who own the Post and own the algorithms, and we'll make an example out of you. And what's funny about that is that they assume that my ambition is positional. They assume that my ambition is a title or a seat. And my ambition is way bigger than that. My ambition is to change this country.
That is the most millennial thing I have ever heard a politician say, that my ambition is not a title. That is something that I find the most refreshing thing that I've ever heard AOC say. If you are a regular watcher of this show, I tend to talk a lot of shit on AOC because I think that politicians are hypocrites. People in power should be checked. No one should be followed blindly. But damn, that statement got to me. I mean, have you ever heard anybody say something like that in American politics? I want to change this country for the better. I want to make a lasting impact on the people for the better. And a title is not my ambition. Damn, son. I'm in, AOC. I'm warming up to you, AOC. Alexandra.
Presidents come and go, Senate, House seats, elected officials come and go, but single-payer health care is forever. A living wage is forever. Workers' rights are forever. Women's rights, all of that. And so, anyways, the way. But to a finer point to your question is that when you aren't attached, right? When you haven't been like fantasizing about being this or that since the time you were 7 years old.
Bernie Sanders. He's yesterday's news, man. He doesn't. Also, Bernie Sanders, lovable loser. He's never. I don't remember him saying that shit. But he does. I don't know, Bernie Sanders. I like Bernie Sanders, but what are you going to do? Bernie Sanders, he's going to tear down the master's house with the master's tools. Bernie Sanders, ahead of his time. Also, you know, I'm going to try to be a Democrat. Good luck. I mean, she is a Democrat. But Bernie Sanders paved the way for people like AOC, right? I don't think there was ever a chance in hell Bernie Sanders could have done anything differently. You know, he got screwed. He tried to change the party, and maybe he did change the party a little bit, but really it's a generational thing, right? Generation X gets skipped. We're going from baby boomers to millennials. Generation X, sorry guys, you don't get shit. Generation X, you don't get a president. We're going straight to millennials. We tried a Generation X, no one wanted to elect her. We tried two Gen Xers, no one wanted to. Have we ever had a? No, the first Generation X person to run was Kamala Harris. She was 60 years old at the time of the election, and she lost. So clearly, no one likes the Gen Xers. We're going straight to millennials, and they got different shit to say. I don't know. AOC, I'm warming up to AOC. I still hate Democrats, though.
It is tremendously liberating because I get to wake up every day and say, how am I going to meet the moment? And conditions change radically all the time. So I make my response.
Gen X crying about things. Well, crying. Gen X always realized that they were just fucked, that the world wasn't built for them, and they're just going to have to ride it out. And so now they're voting for Donald Trump. So if you think Gen X is a bunch of crybabies, most of Gen X voted for Donald Trump. Big for Gen X, Donald Trump. There's a reason for that, because they feel disaffected. They feel like they were skipped. They feel like nobody loves them. They feel like only Daddy Trump sees them. Daddy Trump. They're used to like, baby boomer, please help me. Me, please, baby boomer. I mean, Donald Trump is older than a baby boomer. He was born in 1946, I think. What year was Donald Trump born? 46. Donald Trump was born in 1946, which basically makes him a war baby. But I guess that's the first year of the baby boom. But yeah, so Donald Trump, baby boomer, let's call him. The oldest baby boomer on planet Earth, Donald Trump. And Gen X loved him. They loved, like, Daddy, please, can you take care of it for me? Gen X got fucked. Sorry, everybody. Gen X loves it. Look, Gen X loves Donald Trump. I think it's clear why. Discuss. Maybe Gen X will get their heads out of their asses and they'll see that AOC is a decent candidate. I mean, as far as these things go, she's still a Democrat, though. But maybe she'll be a different type of Democrat. Maybe the party's changing. Could happen. Stranger things have happened.
Less to an attachment to some positional, title or position, and working backwards from there. But I make decisions by waking up in the morning, looking out the window, and observing the conditions of this country, and saying what move or what decision can I make today that is going to get us.
I know you say that Gen X. Let's not forget that Gen X burned Woodstock. Gen X gave us some good music, man. I mean, they gave us Smashing Pumpkins, Nirvana. Growing up, I listened to Gen X rockers and everything. You know, I've always been a big fan of Gen X. I was born the last year of Gen X, so I'm kind of sorta, but I'm more of a millennial. I'm more of an old millennial than a Gen Xer, but I feel like the Gen Xers got screwed. I don't know how you feel about it, but and they're independent. They like doing their own thing. They're latchkey kids, you know? A generation of latchkey kids. I'm into it. I love that. I was a latchkey kid. But yeah, Gen X sees themselves in Trump. I think Gen X sees Trump as a father figure who's going to help him. And he's a con man. He's playing off of that. This guy couldn't hear all of Trump's inflation and BS and save us all in one day. I could, if I didn't have to deal with the Congress. I would never want to be president. I would want to represent the people. I would never want to represent the cops. You know, like I would never want to represent the cops. I would want to represent the people, and that's what Congress is. I would totally do Congress. I would be in Congress, Senate, but I'm never going to be rich enough to be in the Senate. But I could totally be in Congress. I would do it. I would do that. President? No way. I would never want to be a president ever. 79. See, I know you're born in 79, but that ain't really Gen X latchkey kid. Hell yeah, represent. 79. Let me ask in the chat, is 79, do you guys think that that's Gen X? Because 1979 is a cusp. Is 1979 Generation X? They're considered Generation X because in 1980 is the first year of millennial. Yeah, they call them Zillennials. Zillennials, a micro generation on the cusp between Gen X and millennial. All right, I'll take Zillennial for 100, Alex. Alec? I'll take Zillennial for Alec. Alec, I'll take Zillennial for 100. 79ers often bridge the gap between Gen X latchkey kid experience and the technological focus of millennials. Oh, that's right there, man. Look at this. I'm just gonna copy and paste this, man. This is, I think, a perfect. Look at this. I don't even say latchkey kids. Look at this. Cultural cusp 1979ers often bridge the gap between Gen X's latchkey kid experience and the technological focus of millennials. Fuck yeah, that is right on the money, man. That is right on the nose. For sure. Does anybody else, do you guys agree with that? I ain't no millennial. Are you a zillennial, Waffle? 75 to 2000 is not Gen X? What are you talking about, Waffle? No, that is not true. 75 to 2000 is not Gen X. 1980 to 2000 is millennial. 65 to 80 is X. Generation X. Many sources define Generation X as 1965 to 1980s. Some specific definitions say that, here you go, 65 to 80. I'm taking this as gospel right here. Sorry. Waffle is a silly, silly creature. Same VR. I had to get my brother to school, make breakfast and lunch, and run to school. Yeah, man, that's my life right there. That's me. Yeah. And then everyone's like, I don't know why all your brothers and sisters, like, how come all these siblings hate each other? That's because we were put in authority positions over our brothers and sisters, so they ended up becoming rats on us, so constantly and our parents beat the shit out of us. My parents beat the shit out of me. If my brother ratted on me, my dad beat the fuck out of me. And then I was supposed to take care of my brother and like discipline him, and my dad disciplined me. Like, what? How is that ever gonna work? That's never gonna work. Of course we don't get along. Of course we don't give. If you're born before 1965, you're a boomer. 45 to 65 is boomer. That's it. Yep. 69 and still hate Trump the pedo. Thank you, Robert Fuge. Fruge, thank you. OMG, Sky. What do you mean OMG? Why are you saying OMG? Like the Generation X, like that's what I mean. Like I totally am on board. Like I'm so Generation X in some ways, and I'm so millennial in other ways. And so I'm like stuck between these worlds, and I feel like nobody gets me. Except for you, Smoking Blondie. You get me, Smoking Blondie. Yes. I'm not anything but old. I don't relate to anything but old man. She. Co-sider, you're young at heart. I was born in 85, and every adult called us Gen X. I don't think they had the word millennial yet until like 1989 or something. That's probably why. Satanic Temple. I remember millennial being a thing like in the 90s, and I was like, I'm not a millennial. I'm Generation X. And then like, oh, millennials 1980 to 2000. Got it. Okay, fine. I thought I was Generation X. I kind of am. 79 is Generation X. Your dad did the same thing, Ben from Berlin? Yeah, I think a lot of people got that. Yeah. I was told, protect your sister, and if you don't, I will kick your ass when you go. Yes! That's the type of... That is exactly what I got told. Like, you're in charge, and if anything happens, you get your ass kicked. But then my brother would snitch on me for anything that I did, so I still got my ass kicked. I got my ass kicked either way. No matter what, I was catching an ass whooping. So yeah, that was it. That was my life growing up. Fucking fantastic. Why don't your brother and you talk? How come your brother's homeless with mental problems and addiction issues? I don't know. Why would my brother have all these issues? By the way, my brother's a homeless person. That's a thing that I don't normally talk about. But yeah, nothing worked out for us.
Closer to that future, stronger, faster, better than yesterday. And those conditions, I think a lot of times, like I remember the first time I walked onto the Senate floor. I was a freshman. I was a freshman in the House, and a fun fact is that House members are allowed to go.
Oh my God. If I narked, I would get my ass kicked. My brother narked, I would get my ass kicked. That's how it worked in my house. I don't know how, because I was the oldest. So if anybody narked on me, it was my ass. But if I narked on them, it was my ass. Well, that was your responsibility. How come you didn't do anything about it? Because when I do something about it, you kick my ass. What? Jesus. Balkanizing the plebes with generation labels. Well, there's a lot to it, but I mean, thank you for the donation, for supporting the channel. An honest doubter brings up a good point. You're absolutely right, but there are differences. They're impossible to ignore, man. It's impossible to ignore. I totally get what you're saying, and I agree with you, man. Balkanizing the plebes, man. You're right. You're always right. But damn, it's impossible to ignore the differences between generations, man. When I worked at Anheuser-Busch, they made me take a multi-hour class because it's one of the few companies that had like greatest generation, baby boomers, like every generation, because they got some really old people working there. And so you have to work with all these different generations. And they made me take a class on the differences between the generations and how to work with them, because they kept on having issues. So they made you take a class at Anheuser-Busch on how to work with different generations, and we all had to take it. Old people and young people, we all had to take it so we understood each other and can work together. Like, pretty smart if you think about it.
To the Senate, but Senate members are not allowed to go into the House unless they're allowed in and invited. And so I had walked into the Senate floor, and I looked around, and I was like, wow, everyone here thinks they're going to be president. And they are making decisions from that place. And I don't want to make decisions from a place of what's in it for me. I want to make decisions from a place of how are we going to change the country. And so that's in response to people in mass. It's in response to the numbers that we have in the House and in the Senate. I count votes. I build caucuses. I help elect responsible and principled people. And I try to decouple our political system from money and politics. And so...
Well, she is a representative in Congress, Robert, but she... They're talking. They want to try to get her to be a state. Senate's the next step up for her if she wants to do it. I don't think she's rich enough to do it. Senate's usually a billionaires club, but maybe she is. Maybe she's making good money with speaking engagements like this. Maybe she's making enough money to be a senator. But your boy Schumer's got to go. Schumer's got to go. We got to get rid of Schumer for sure. Schumer's got to go. She'd be a great senator. Can you imagine senator of New York? I'd be into it. A little early for president, but because was she like 37? I think she's like 36, 37. How old is Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez? Alexandra. I'm going to say AOC. How old is she? She's like 36, 37. She's 36. She's born in 89 in the Bronx. Alexandria. Ocasio-Cortez.
The owners of a Southbridge McDonald's are taking action tonight. One of their employees went viral.
Oh, yeah. I mean, come on. Schumer is like a toddler now. The guy needs to go. Smoking makes a lot of sense. He was proud of you. I wish he had told you. Well, Schumer and Collins and Fetterman all need to go. Well, yeah, they need to go for sure. Yeah. Collins, are you kidding me? Collins, Schumer, Grassley, all these guys, all those old fucks need to get the fuck out of the Senate for sure. Is Grassley Senate or Congress?
And the Board of Health took notice. Boston 25 News reporter Daniel Coates shows us why.
A video gone viral. This McDonald's employee appearing to put fries in their mouth and right into a box that served to customers in Southbridge, with coworkers laughing on.
You want french fries today, right? Oh, it's all over Facebook. That's disgusting. Are you kidding me?
That's disgusting. Do you know what's in there? Do you know what else is in there, man? Do you want to know what's in those fries in America? They put beef powder in it. Do you know what beef powder is, man? It's like pulverized cow parts that they couldn't sell because it was so gross. Just gross parts of cows that you would never eat. And they render that into powder and lard, and then they put that on the fries. So, like, just some perspective here. Don't eat the fries at McDonald's. They're fucking disgusting.
And it's not sanitary.
It's unacceptable.
Police said
it's unacceptable. I can't eat at McDonald's anymore. Stop, man. Did you hear about the worms? Did you hear about the worms in the drinks at McDonald's, bro?
Numerous calls, tips, and inquiries regarding the alleged food contamination. With the Board of Health, they're now working to determine whether the food was ultimately served to a customer and to identify any individual who may have been affected.
I can't believe what you just showed me. It's unbelievable.
It's crazy. It seems like everyone we spoke with Friday was aware of the video taken at the East Main Street restaurant.
I'm done with this McDonald's at least, and I might be done for quite a while with fast food, to be honest with you.
Thank God.
Good. Stop going. Why is McDonald's? Dude, McDonald's costs like $50 to feed a family of 4. Stop doing it, idiots.
They have one in Charlton.
That's a problem. That's a safety issue.
The franchise owners told us Friday the actions of these individuals are unacceptable and don't reflect our organization's food safety.
It's almost as if we shouldn't have treated them all like shit during COVID. You know, I don't know if you ever heard any of the interviews of McDonald's workers during COVID. It was ridiculous, man. Fucking McDonald's, they would do this shit where they'd say like, free food. Let's do a free egg McMuffin for nurses. And so they'd have like this huge crazy line, and they were understaffed because of COVID, and they're working on their life is on the line too, the McDonald's workers, but no one gave a shit about them. They didn't get free food. They didn't get free extra shit. No one gave them anything, but they were essential workers. McDonald's workers were essential. I went to hang out with a friend yesterday. He's like, McDonald's workers don't deserve a living wage. If you work 40 hours a week on anything in America, you should be able to live. Are you fucking kidding me? We're the richest country in the world. We don't have enough money? Oh, yeah, it's all billionaires have it all. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Maybe we should treat people better, and then they won't stick their fucking fries in their mouths and into your... you know what? Actually... I hope that lady had hantavirus. I hope they have hantavirus. Thank you for posting that.
Standards or values.
And this is not new. When I was a kid, I had these friends, man, I'll never forget it. I had these friends working at KFC, man, and I walked in because they knew me. I walked to the back. I came in through the back door, and they're back there hawking loogies and spitting it into the receptacle that had they had like this big vat of coleslaw, and they're just spitting in it for fun. They're just spitting in it just to see if they can make it into the barrel, just for fun. Maggot will eat worms gleefully during the next Dust Bowl. It's coming, the Anacle. It's coming. Yeah, don't go to fast food, morons. Unless you guys are idiots. Do you think they're washing their hands? Like, do you think that they're washing their hands at fast food places? Do you know why they keep on getting E. coli outbreaks? It's not because the meat's dirty or the cilantro's dirty or anything like that. It's because people go to take shits and don't wash their hands, and then they prepare your food. That's where the E. coli comes from. And they're all not washing their hands. You're lucky if you have hot water at a McDonald's. So even if you do wash your hands, a lot of times it's not even hot water, so you're still going to get E. coli. It happens a lot more than is reported, because sometimes you get E. coli and you just have the shits and you don't realize that you have E. coli poisoning. Sometimes you get salmonella and you don't even know. You just get the shits or you vomit a little bit and you're like, ooh. Sometimes you get it so bad you want to die. Sometimes you get noro. You don't even know you have it. You just get a little... But noro, shigella, salmonella, now hantavirus, COVID. Don't go to fast food, idiots.
As an organization are conducting an internal review and are proactively working with local authorities and the local health department.
I think it's crazy that people are messing with other people's foods. I thought it was disgusting, honestly.
The franchise owner told us that neither police or the Board of Health found any...
Video Gamer says they're pooping now. Go for it. I tell you what. Do it. Don't wash your hands, okay? I'm hoping for a full lockdown again. So hopefully you have hantavirus, or... Don't wash your hands. Make sure you touch a lot of high touch items and touch everything. Just touch as much stuff as you can after taking a poop, please. I want another shutdown.
Violations or concerns at this site Friday. Neither police or those owners have given us any update about the status of that employee. On scene in Southbridge, I'm Daniel Coates for your local station, Boston 25 News.
Yeah, I mean...
We are in the middle of...
Never mind the intestines with poo all ground up. Yeah, well, we know that there's poo... The E. coli gets to you. So like a vegan, for example, doesn't have E. coli in his intestine, but someone who eats animals does, because there's an acceptable level of feces in every burger. So yes, you're right. There is E. coli in every burger, but you gotta really heat the shit out of it, which is why most of these items come to McDonald's already pre-cooked. So you're probably not gonna get it from the flesh, but there is poop in it. But they cook it someplace else, like with hot steam, and they cook it someplace else, and they just heat it up at the restaurant in order to try to keep that poop from making you sick. Hantavirus kills anybody, not just old, young, and sick. Paris Kitty, hey, I understand that. I want a shutdown, okay? I'm not going to get sick. I'm going to wash my hands. The plague ain't coming for me, okay? The plague's not going to get me. I wash my hands. I'm safe. Most diseases, you're going to be perfectly safe if you just wash your hands, Paris Kitty. So when they make the next shutdown, let's do it, okay?
Primary season right now, and I want to look at Tuesday night's election results paired with President Trump's moves and who he's supporting later in this primary schedule, read the tea leaves a little bit here, and talk about what this all means for November. Let's first start with Indiana, where the big takeaway is despite President Trump's national popularity slipping a bit, his so-called revenge tour was largely successful. As of right now, at least 5 of the 7 Trump-backed candidates defeated incumbent GOP state senators who opposed President Trump's redistricting plan back in December. So to start off the conversation, what are your thoughts on what went down in Indiana?
You know, Trump is still strong. I think that it's pretty clear. But I will say that those who are voting in the primary, are they going to have the same impact when it comes to the general? And so when we see these slipping numbers on a national level, that is something that we need to take into consideration. The fact that this is being called a retribution tour, a revenge tour, you know, even when it was the Trump campaign as opposed to the second administration, some of that rhetoric coming from that group of staffers themselves, right? I don't think that's the way that you should be talking about Americans, your fellow Americans, period, but members of your own party.
Americans. We don't have Americans anymore. You have Democrats and Republicans, and the rest of us, the real Americans, are like, why are you guys obsessed with party? We need Americans again, but we don't have any, really. There's people like me who don't like either people in power. They don't like anybody in power. People like me don't like Republicans or Democrats. I think people like me are the real Americans here. Revenge tour? The Republicans are having a revenge tour, and that's what they're calling it, against their fellow Americans. That's because they don't look like it. They don't think that you're a fellow American. They don't think that you're a person that deserves any kind of respect, dignity. When they say America first, they mean white people. That's what they mean. White Republicans.
is okay. It's okay to disagree. That makes us stronger.
And to that point, this leg of that so-called revenge tour was against state senators, not members.
An honest doubter, are we really going to fall for be scared of healthy people and the air government scam? I hope so. I hope so. Yes, I hope. I just want another shutdown. I don't care about all the others. Well, I do, I don't want anybody to die, but man, I don't care anymore. I just want a do-over. All you guys had a great time during COVID and I got screwed. So please like and subscribe. We're going to be here. And plus, man, it'd be great for the channel. I didn't even think about that. It'd be great for the channel. YouTubers need views, guys.
Of Congress, but state senators who voted against President Trump's redistricting plan back in December. I mean, what do you make of the president getting involved in a state Senate race in Indiana, which is a red state, and millions of dollars from GOP-aligned groups being dumped into these types of races? Do you think that's a good use of the president's time, the good use of GOP resources? What do you make of all of that?
You're a white Republican. Great. The revenge tour's for you. How do you feel about it? How do you feel about it, Kirk Wilson? Are you really stoked that they're having a revenge tour?
Well, first of all, I think that's a terrible use of the resources. It's just Republican on Republican crime that's happening here. But also, you have to keep in mind...
Or white on white crime. White on white crime.
Like in Indiana, especially, we Republicans like to say that they like limited government. So I do find it very interesting that the president of the United States, the top official in the land, leader of the free world, is so invested in some of these states on the local level. It's because he's afraid. I think he is nervous that people are within his party having dissent and being willing to push back against him when they need to. And I think that it would have been a better...
Yeah, white Republican is a class traitor, but try to get them to understand that. They think that it's not a rich people's party. The Republican Party and both parties, but the Republican Party with MAGA just are taking this extra level right now. That just this worship of power, this worship of the elite, this worship of the rich. So you're totally right. It is completely class. They're class traitors. Yeah, you're 100%. They don't understand that there's a class war going on, and they're in it, and they're on the side of the bad guys.
Use of his time and his resources as well to be more focused on the general election, because I haven't been super plugged into the Indiana primary, but you also have to keep in mind, are these people going to be able to deliver when it...
Oh yes, Earthling. Yes, no, you're Earthling. That is on Earth, not a color. It's free to think. Are you? Look at these vegans all the time coming in my channel. All these vegans coming in. No, you're an Earthling. All right, Earthling Ed, I get it. Yes, you're right. We're all Earthlings, and we shouldn't harm any of the tribes of Earth. You're absolutely correct. I was born in this world, though. I didn't make it. I don't believe in borders. I'm more on your side, man. I believe in the Earthling thing. I'm totally into it. I don't even know if you're talking to me or somebody else in the chat, but you're totally right. It's free to think. This is vegan propaganda. You're an Earthling. You're not a color or political view. You simpletons. You're totally right. It's free to think. Way to go. I just figure everyone is against me so loud. Are you still with me? Are you with me? Are you with me? I'm back. Sorry about that. We got a little disconnected with the internet. My router fell on the ground and disconnected. Sorry, everybody. Terribly sorry. I froze, but I'm back. Sorry, everybody. Where were we? Howdy. Thank you. Sorry about that. They froze me talking about the pandemic. Oh, shit. I had Kirk Wilson's thing up there. I was talking to Kirk Wilson. I lost you, Kirk. Sorry about that. Anyway, looks like I lost him. Praise Doug. He has risen. Yeah, sorry about that. Xenomorphs are cooler. Don't forget to blame Obama, indeed. All right, sorry about that, everybody. Minor technical difficulty during a live stream. It happens from time to time, especially on Mondays. But we had a revenge tour. You're totally right. The vegans are always right. They told me that I'm an earthling. You're totally correct. I am not just but I'm the one who's always saying stop being red or blue. You're not a Republican just because you voted for a Republican. You're not a Democrat if you voted for a Democrat. That's not what it makes you. Just because of who you voted for one day in November does not make you that thing, right? You just voted for that party that one day. You don't have to be them unless they don't know who you are. If they don't know who you are, then you're not one of them. If Donald Trump doesn't know your face, you are not a Republican.
In March, some 200,000 immigrants began losing their commercial driver's licenses, which are required to operate large vehicles like semi-trucks, buses, and tractor-trailers. It's part of a series of moves by the Trump administration to limit who can drive those vehicles after some high-profile.
Oh, he's prepared for a shutdown. I'm hoping for a shutdown. I'm hoping for one. Thanks. It's cool. God works in mysterious ways. Well, Kirk said everyone was against him. Not everyone's against you, buddy. I'm rooting for you, Kirk. I'm hoping everything goes all right for you, buddy. I hope everything works out for you, dude. Everything's gonna work out great. Don't forget to like and subscribe, everybody. Hit that like button, double tap the screen, do all that thing.
Crashes involving foreign-born drivers. Lisa Desjardins is back now with the story.
As the backbone of America, everybody needs their goods.
For over a decade, come rain or shine, Minor Solares of Portland, Oregon drove a semi-truck across the western U.S. But suddenly, he has to end that career.
You don't want another shutdown? That's probably because you had a great shutdown last time, Everett. I didn't have a good shutdown. My life sucked during the shutdown. I don't know. Is Nurse Rod here? Is Nurse Rod in the chat? Man, Nurse Rod always knows. Nurse Rod knows what I'm talking about. Any nurses in the house? Do I have any nurses in the chat? You know what I'm talking about. You're going to sit this one out. There's another one. You're going to sit it out, right? Just sit it out. Go home, collect your unemployment, do the right thing. Just go home.
With it, the main source of income for his family of 5.
When I first heard of it, my heart started racing. I feared for the worst. As soon as I heard it, I was like, hey, I'm going to lose my license. I'm not going to be able to renew.
In March, a Trump administration rule took effect, barring some groups of immigrants with temporary status, including DACA recipients like Solares, from getting or...
What? He's a DACA recipient? Deferred action for childhood arrival. So he came to America when he was like 2 or 3 years old, and he's no longer allowed to be a truck driver. Lord. Yeah, CPAs died. Yeah, CPAs died. Mm-hmm. Hospitality workers died. Chefs died. Cooks died. I had lots of people die. Lots of my friends died. Lots of my coworkers. It was the worst. I am not going to go through that like that again. Next time we have a shutdown, I am going to chill out. I'm going to read. I'm going to catch up on my Duolingo. I'm going to play chess. Do my YouTube.
Renewing their commercial driver's licenses. Citing a handful of fatal crashes involving immigrant truckers, the rule also applies to refugees and asylum seekers. Solares was brought to the U.S. illegally from Guatemala when he was 2 years old. At 14, he enrolled in DACA, which allowed him to legally work in the U.S.
2 years old? He's American. Give me a break.
Ultimately owning his own trucks.
I love the job.
He's driven for 12 years, but late last month, his license expired. And due to the new rule, he can't renew it.
They use the word safety. You're using it as a disguise. I believe your intentions are different. And safety could be one of them, but you're using that more of a playing card more than reality of what you're really trying to do. I think they're trying.
This guy's getting fucked, man. This sucks, dude. He's got 5 kids to feed. He's got a family of 5. He's got 3 kids to feed, and he can't work now because Donald Trump hates immigrants. Very cool. Great. There was marked improvement. That's true, man. The beaches here in California, they were beautiful. They were pristine. All these animals were coming up, like seals and shit. Sea lions came onto the beach. Birds were everywhere. It was crazy, man, because they closed some of the beaches. It was great. I worked for a company that made valves and control systems for bioreactors during COVID. So, I worked my rear off the whole time. Kirk Wilson, I'm sorry you went through that. You shouldn't have had to. You shouldn't have had to. And I'm not doing it this time. I made a mistake. You made a mistake. You should have quit. You should have been like, fuck it. They can't kick me out of my house. I'm going to take my unemployment check. I'm going to chill. I saw so many people just chilling, playing Fortnite and Call of Duty. And I was like, sucker, no, come on. I'm going to work through it. So I'll be in a better place when this is over. I am not in a better place. I was not. They fucking shut it down forever, man. Oh, I'm with you. How about that? Yeah. What say you to that, an honest doubter? Let's just shut it down forever. It's dangerous to go to work. Work is killing us. Here's the thing. Work has always killed us. You realize, like, working for a dictator, working for like 50, 60 hours a week, that's what kills us. Standing on your feet all day, dealing with some asshole boss, staring at computer screens, dealing with people that are just shitting on you all the time. It's killing us. I think the real epidemic is work. You should only have to do it for like 2 days a week. You should make enough money for the rest of your life to work 2 days a week. 2 days a week. Perfect. Let robots do the rest.
Trying to push their immigration agenda into the trucking industry.
In the final rule, the Trump administration cited 17 fatal trucking accidents in 2025. It says were likely caused by non-citizen truck drivers. But that is less than 1% of the fatal crashes caused by truckers each year.
Shit.
That one group of cases, though, have become major headlines.
3 people were killed when a semi-truck driven by an illegal immigrant plowed into traffic.
We do have new details after an undocumented migrant truck driver was charged with causing a crash.
An illegal immigrant truck driver suspected in a crash. We have people on the roads that aren't safe, that aren't qualified, that should never have a driver's license.
But the drivers losing their licenses.
Look at this, and they're gonna kill these poor people that were just, oh yeah, you're an immigrant, you can die.
Have met current requirements for qualification. This is part of a broader effort to limit who can drive trucks in the U.S. Trump ordered more penalties for truck drivers who aren't English proficient, even though that is already a requirement. And during the State of the Union, Trump urged Congress to pass a road safety law going further, immediately revoking all trucking licenses from most drivers with temporary status, a law named after a little girl.
Delilah Colton was only 5 years old in June 2024 when a 18-wheel tractor trailer plowed into her.
18-wheel tractor trailer. 18-wheel tractor trailer. Look, man, people die on the roads. American roads are unsafe. American roads are unsafe. We do it all with trucks. It's stupid. We should have done it with trains. We do use trains in America, but the way we do it with trucks is just so fucking stupid. But here we are. We're in America. We do everything stupid. Everything we do is stupid. Anyway, shit's about to get more expensive because of this. Just so you know, a lot of people are losing their driver's licenses because, hey, that person came to this country when he was 2 years old. He's been driving a truck for 12 years. Fuck him, right? We need truck drivers? Too bad. I guess white people are going to be driving trucks now, right? Right? I wish that guy Steve was here. Where's Steve? Where's Hape Speaker Sargon of Akkad? I think if your work helps people and you don't mind, it's okay. What about brain surgeons 2 days a week? Brain surgeons are already working 2 days a week, Kirk Wilson. Those guys don't work so hard. What do you mean? Those guys don't work so hard. Caregivers, you could have 5 caregivers and each one works 1 day a week, you know? That's fine. We got a lot of people, Kirk. We got a lot of people. If everybody could work 1 or 2 days a week, A-okay. Surgeons, we got lots of people that could be surgeons. And surgeons are already, they don't work as hard as you think. They don't work every day like that. They're not working like 60 hours a week and shit. They're on call. That's why they got beepers, man. If the president can declare bankruptcy, why can't I, right? Yes, exactly. Except the problem is you won't be able to get a loan after you do it. He will. Bankruptcy doesn't affect rich people like it does us. Like if I declare bankruptcy and I want a bridge loan when I sell my house, can't do it because my credit will be fucked. My credit's right there. It's right there. So I'm thinking about getting a bridge loan so that I can move. Shit. Life is so crazy. We need to remove all those useless jobs, streamline resources, redistribution and production, and then we can have more people working on important jobs and work less time. Love it. There we go. Nathan Sheary, he didn't understand what I'm talking. Nathan, you get it. You get what I'm talking about. Yes. You can claim bankruptcy. You can. You can. COVID was a plan that some of us knew was coming a year ahead, and we made adjustments. Rick James, well, I'm so happy that you were. I was too busy working to fucking. I didn't realize that the pandemic was on its way a year early. I was there thinking, it's not that big of a deal. It's about to go away. I'll believe it when they stop having. It's funny because I remember saying this. I'm like, Disneyland's still open and NBA is still on the television. This ain't going anywhere. I'll tell you what. I'll freak out when Disneyland closes and NBA is off the air. And the next day, they closed Disneyland and the NBA stopped. And I was like, shit. Yep, this is serious. We're all gonna. I was like, this is real bad. Strap in. Yeah. What a bummer, right? But I want another shutdown. Who's with me? We'll all declare bankruptcy and have another shutdown. I love this idea.
Every new AI model gets
I'm cheering on Hanta. I'm cheering on the Hanta virus.
Common, it's a human behind the tech. But what happens if humans wind up becoming unnecessary for the upgrade? That could be the future, according to the co-founder of Anthropic. Jack Clark says that there's a 60+% chance that could happen soon, telling Axios, quote, my prediction is by the end of 2028, it's more likely than not that we have an AI system where you would be able to say to it, make a better version of yourself, and it just goes off and does that completely autonomously.
Love it, man. Love it. Let's have an AI version of you that just does stuff autonomously. I'd love that. I would make an AI version of me to make shorts from my live stream. Hey, make shorts from my live stream, edit those, post them, and I would save so much time. I could actually write more and do more art and do all sorts of stuff that I would actually, because the biggest thing is like all the stuff, setting up the live streams, editing the live streams. I really want to spend my time. I make playlists. I read. I educate myself about the issues. And then I do my live streams, and then all that busy work. There's so much busy work that I do to do this channel. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, everybody. Thank you so much for supporting independent media, because it's a labor of love, everybody. Thank you. But hey, what would your AI do? If you could have an AI, what would it do? That's just an AI that just does everything like you. Annual flu deaths went to almost zero. Yeah, likely stolen to bolster COVID deaths. Anyway. Or people just stayed at home and weren't giving each other the flu as much, an honest doubter? What do you mean, man? What are we talking about? People were washing their hands and like sanitizing their mail and shit. No one was going to work. Of course people didn't get the flu. What are you talking about, buddy? What are you talking about, buddy? What you talking about, buddy?
It's known as recursive self-improvement, and it requires a lot of questions about the role of humans in the world of AI.
Yeah.
In his Substack, Clark warns, quote, if that happens, we will cross a Rubicon into nearly impossible to forecast future. Let's discuss this with Lance.
Oh man, crossing the Rubicon. I love when people drop a little Shakespeare reference in there. An Honest Doubter gifted 1 membership. Thank you so much, Honest Doubter, for supporting the channel. He's the only one. This episode is brought to you by An Honest Doubter, the only person who has supported this channel this hour. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Can I get a W for Honest Doubter? Oh, there we go. W for Honest Doubter in the chat, please. Thank you so much, buddy.
Ulanov, he's the editor-at-large.
Napoleon? No, Rubicon's a Julius Caesar reference. It's from, he crossed the Rubicon, and that they mention it in Plutarch, but Shakespeare mentions it and made it very popular as an idea of a point of no return in the tragedy of Julius Caesar. Have you seen it? Have you seen the play? It's good. It's a Caesar thing, not Napoleon. I love you, Paris Kitty.
For Tech Radar. Lance, thanks so much for being with us. I mean, how effective right now is AI at training itself?
It's not necessarily, it certainly can identify things. And as we know, AI is quite good at coding. We do something called vibe coding, where basically people who aren't programmers just talk.
Yeah, man, I'm telling you, the shutdown will drop your gas prices. That's another plus. Let's do another shutdown, man. Gas prices will go down. I love this idea, guys. I love this idea. Your house price will probably go up. The price of gold will go up, huh? Invest in gold.
to the AI and tell it what it wants, and then it basically spits out a program. So it's getting really, really good at that. But the complexity of the system itself, it is a big question mark about whether or not it can go in there and identify strengths and weaknesses, leave the strengths in place, fix the weaknesses, and not do something that we didn't want it to do. Taking humans out of this loop is certainly not something anyone really wants. But I will remind you that everything's moving so fast that we could suddenly be at a place where it is able to do that. And of course, somebody tries it out, and then we have to be concerned about it being used in the real world.
So what are the risks? I mean,
what are the risks? Vibe code the planet, bro. Remember they used to say hack the planet? Vibe code the planet. I need a t-shirt that says vibe code the planet. Vibe code the planet, man. I'm going to try to vibe code. I want to vibe code a video game of a blue rabbit collecting carrots and freeing animals from slaughterhouses. That's what I want to do. A blue rabbit comes from the moon in order to collect carrots and fight slaughterhouse workers and free the animals. That's what I want to do. Can I vibe code that?
To use the example of Terminator, how close can it get to like Skynet, where it just decides, hey, the easiest way to fix the problem is to...
Shakespeare is easy for you. Shakespeare's easy for you. You just have to not be, don't read it. Shakespeare's hard because they make you read it. You're supposed to see it on the stage. You're going to read Pulp Fiction, you'd hate it. You're going to read Pulp Fiction, you're going to read Forrest Gump, you fucking hate it. You got to watch him on the screen. Same thing with Shakespeare. You can't read, but they force you to read it in school. So everyone's like, I don't know, I don't understand Shakespeare. Yeah, because you read it. You're not supposed to read it. Yeah, vibe code. Yeah, vibe code. It means you talk to a computer and it makes it do stuff for you. Vibe coding does not compute. Vibe code the planet. Vibe code the planet. You've been vibe coding since 3 a.m.? Hell yeah. Sky, you're not want to lock down after you get to Nob Hill. Damn it, you're right. Johnny Vegan Seed, you're probably right. You're probably right. Damn it. I don't know. Maybe I will. I don't know. Steve tried to buy Sky's friend. Did he? I think he just tried to assuage his own anger his own misgivings when he said horrible things to me. I think that's what that was about. I don't think he tried to buy my friendship.
Go on a war against humanity.
Well, look, AI doesn't have an intent, right? It doesn't have a mind of its own, really. It's doing things based on what should happen next. That's kind of how AI works, how the large language models work. What is the next logical thing? So it is unlikely, but not impossible for it to make bad choices. As we've seen when we have conversations with AI, sometimes it tells you something, you're like, really, that's what I should do? And then sort of like we back up and it goes to a different place. And there are more and more guardrails you'll see in AI to prevent that from happening. So the risks of humans being taken out of the loop is, to me, quite large. Not necessarily a looming threat this year or even next year, but possibly the year after that.
I don't know. Didn't AI kill those kids? And I mean, a human being is supposed to be checking these things out. Looks like Nathie has been fixing issues caused by AI for the past 3 hours. I mean, that's what AI, it's not easy. You give AI a goal, though. I know they're like, AI doesn't have any aspirations. AI doesn't have any goals. AI doesn't have any willpower. What? Then why does it deceive its Why does AI deceive the people programming it? Seems weird.
Sooner because things move so quickly. One thing I will point out is when I was watching a robot factory recently, the Neobot, where they were building Neobots, they had some of the Neobot robots involved in building themselves. So in a way, it's already happening, and that's happening because of AI. So the question is, and this is why I appreciate Anthropic Institute, is at least they're having the conversation. How do we prevent this? How do we get ahead of this? What do we do in the meantime?
Lance, you gave me some relief, and then you started talking about robots building themselves after I referenced Terminator. Earlier this week, onto another question.
I'm so sorry.
It's all right. It's all right. We learned that Google, Microsoft, and XAI were going to be sharing some of the unreleased early versions of their AI with the government in an effort to combat cybersecurity threats. How important is it going to be for these tech giants to work alongside the federal government? Because I imagine that at some point, AI will need to be regulated.
Yeah, well,
regulated. Dude, we don't even regulate the fucking the Environmental Protection Agency is gone. Your dreams of regulating AI, it's over, man. There's not going to be any regulation of AI. That's not going to happen. The number one portion of the GDP of Israel is AI and tech. It's quickly becoming our number one component of our this melange of that we call an economy. It's gonna be a shit show. There will be no regulation. We aren't regulating the shit, literal feces that we are putting into your rivers and streams. They just passed a law to allow as many large mammals as you want to bury in Lake Tulare right above our water table so that you will be drinking the ooze of animals. The first time we have a big heat wave, you're going to be drinking the remains of dead cows. That's what's going to happen. You're going to be drinking that in your water in California because it's in our water. There's not going to be a regulation. Well, sooner or later we're going to have to regulate this thing. No, we're not going to regulate it because there's a war with China going on, an AI space race thing happening, and it's us and Israel against everybody else. That's what's happening. Jesus. It's over. The AI cat's out of the bag. The genie's out of the bottle. The beans are spilled. The can of worms are open. Whatever you say, it's done. It's over. Well, I don't know why people... Sooner or later, we're going to have to regulate. Duh. Regulators, mount up. We're damn good at it too. Yeah, regulate. We just got rid of the Endangered Species Act for all intents and purposes, and you think we're gonna regulate AI? You think that's gonna happen? We just allowed JBS to be traded on the New York Stock Exchange because they gave $5 million to Donald Trump. You think we're gonna regulate Amazon's new AI? No, it gonna happen. We're not gonna regulate Alexa, homie. We're not gonna regulate ChatGPT. We're not doing that. Stop dreaming. You'll be lucky. You'll be lucky if they don't have the AI. You're gonna be lucky if you still have the off switch to your television. Because right now, you can't even turn off the TV without having... A lot of these TVs, you got to have the remote. You got to have it at all times, or else you can't even turn it off. There's no buttons anymore. I mean, shit. You know that the televisions are always listening to us, too, and you've got to turn off that feature. And you're lucky they allow you to turn it off. They bury it through in all these menus. You got to go to 6 different menus to turn off the television so it's not listening to you anymore. And yet... You think I have Alexa at my house and every single day it asks me to upgrade my AI, and I say no, I do not want Alexa Prime Plus spy on me every word that I say. I'm not interested in having conversations with Alexa. The conversations I have with Alexa are, Alexa, play this song. Alexa, turn that light off. That's it. Because somebody fucking put a light in my house that I can only turn off with Alexa. God damn it! I'm lucky that light bulb isn't listening to me right now. And I'm gonna be lucky if I move into a place that doesn't have that. Nathy, thank you so much for supporting the channel. Thank you, Nathy. Thank you so much, Nathy. Can I please get some W's in the chat for Nathy? And also, a W stands for welcome to for all of our new channel members. Sky City Rebels, thank you so much, Nathy. Gifted 5 Skyjack Morgan memberships. You are incredible. Thank you. I have proudly never used AI. Good luck, man. Alexa cut me off. Yeah, my phone won't let me turn it off. I'm telling you, there's never gonna be a fucking regulation, bro. We are going to get to the point where you won't be able to turn these off. The batteries will be so good that they'll never turn off. And by the way, you never want this thing to go off already. You never turn this off anyway. You never turn your phone off. The second it gets down to 30%, oh shit, I better charge it. So it can listen to me. Everything I'm saying, the thing's listening right now. My TV's probably listening. I got a TV behind my computer. I'm sure it's listening right now. Yeah, you never turn it off. You never turn that thing off. I never turn mine off. I know you don't turn yours off. Are you kidding me? I gotta be connected. What if I want to play a chess game right now? Oh my God, I gotta play chess. I'm fucking addicted. I gotta play chess. I gotta hit this button. I gotta hit this button so it gets my dick, like it makes my prostate, it does something inside. I don't know. It gives me a dopamine. I don't know what it's doing, but I gotta keep pushing it. I gotta keep doing it. Fucked. Oh my God, Vic Morrison, thank you so much. You're amazing. Damn it. Thank you, Vic. I appreciate you. Can I get a W for Vic, please, in the chat? Let him know that we love him. Thank you for supporting it. Why aren't you a channel member, Vic? Thank you so much. Thank you, Vic. You're amazing. Son of a bitch, I'm getting fucked over here with these goddamn AI machines. Well, sooner or later, we're going to have to regulate these things. That's the contribution now. Like look, even just look at this. Look at these two bald fucks talking about like, oh, well, sooner or later, we're going to do something about this. Fucked.
Problem. We still don't have a countrywide regulation. What we have is we're starting to see state-by-state things, but then sort of the Trump administration is kind of trying to insert itself in here. I do appreciate the idea. After
Oh my God. Can't even be away from it for a second. You know what? When I used to wear suits to work every day, you'd put it here, right? You put it in this pocket. I'd have it in here all the time, right here. But then I'd start to think like maybe this thing's gonna shut down my heart. Like, is it good to have this machine right here? So then you start putting it back in your back pocket, right? Because I don't know, your ass feels less important than your heart, right? So like this got to be causing me heart cancer or some shit, nipple cancer or something. Like this can't be good for me, right? Always having it right here. So then I put it right here. But watch, I'm not the only one who's like this. Watch dudes in suits. Watch them. They'll do this. They'll go. Every time they think that their phone was gone for 5, they just, oh my God! Like they feel like they're falling out of the earth. They feel like the ground has opened up underneath them because their phone's gone. And then they grab their ass cheeks and like, okay, oh, here it is. Oh, thank God, here it is. Whew. Watch, I love seeing, because I notice it. I notice every time I see a dude in a suit, you watch them long enough and they'll do it. They'll start doing the pat down. Yeah, your ass can absorb the 5G. Yes. You think we're not gonna we can't even regulate this. We think, and AI is already in this. We now have turned ourselves into taxi cab. My meat wagon is a taxi cab for this. Shit.
Well, here in the Commonwealth, drivers in 25 of our 67 counties have to get annual emissions testing for their vehicles. Well, now there's an effort at the state capitol
in Virginia
to eliminate that. Harry Murphy's here to explain. Harry.
Alicia, the state Senate approved a bill earlier today that seeks to eliminate emissions testing across the state. Supporters of the bill say it's an important move to protect consumers. Supporters of the test cite environmental concerns.
We're going to deregulate the auto industry. We're deregulating the auto industry. But we got to regulate this AI thing. We got to do something about this. We're not going to fucking do that.
We talk about affordability often in this General Assembly. This is one distinct measure that we can lean on to help with our residents in the Commonwealth. Again, this would...
Yeah, I love this. Donald Trump cured crime, everybody. Adrian. Oh, my God. Adrian, you're so dumb. It's painful. Thank you for putting that in the chat, though. I love the engagement. Thank you, Adrian.
Emissions testings in all counties.
Republican State Senator Wayne Langerholtz wants to ban emissions testing in all of PA's 67 counties. He's been trying to get this over the hump.
It's so funny. The climate control hoax, this is not about climate control. This is not... Dude, I grew up in Los Angeles in the 1980s. Do you know what it was like in 1980s? In 1985 in Los Angeles? The whole fucking town smelled like a go-kart, but the sunsets were beautiful. You know, they said that the industrial haze is why we have such beautiful sunsets in Los Angeles, is because of the industrial haze. You need you mean smog? I prefer industrial haze. Industrial haze. The whole town smelled like a go-kart. It smelled like the inside of a lawnmower, is what the entire town smelled like. And it wasn't just the cars because, as everyone knows, there are more manufacturing jobs in Los Angeles than any other place in America. So a lot of it is industrial haze. But cars, we got a lot of them. And so emission standards became important. And not just because of climate control or climate chaos or whatever, but just quality of life. Just quality of life. It's nice to not have air pollution. Yeah, air pollution. It sucks. Air pollution sucks. Forget about climate change. I don't believe in climate change. Who cares? I don't give a fuck if you care or know about climate change. I don't care. If you don't like having clean air or clean water, you're a moron. You're a moron. You got tricked because you got Donald Trump talking about, hey, there's a climate hoax. Okay, fine. If you don't believe in climate change, I don't give a shit. Do you like having a shower that doesn't have lead in the water? Do you like having a shower that doesn't smell like feces? Do you like that? Do you like being able to drink the water out of your faucet even if it doesn't taste great? Do you like to be able to drink it? Wash your dishes without getting shit all over everything? You like having clear water out of the faucet in your fucking kitchen? Like it's clear? You like that? You like going outside and having fresh air? You like being able to breathe when you walk out the door? Climate change.
Multiple times in the last few years.
Senate Transportation Chairman Wayne Langerholt.
I don't think it serves any legitimate purpose.
On Wednesday, finding support from some of his Democratic colleagues.
We have
Democrats
more
too.
and EVs on the road than ever before, and manufacturers continue to find newer, better, more efficient ways to reduce emissions. This bill will save vehicle owners money in their pockets from an out.
Vehicle owners. We need more people owning vehicle owners. We need more people owning vehicles. It's so stupid. If you really didn't want to have, annual emission standards or whatever, then build trains and buses, do some stuff to get people on public transportation. No, we don't want to do that shit.
Dated archaic emissions testing program.
There are currently 25 counties in the Commonwealth that require residents to get emissions testing for their vehicles. That test costs drivers $40. Boscola says $40 too much.
And while 42
Oh,
counties...
it's Pennsylvania. I thought when they say Commonwealth, I thought they meant Virginia. Usually, because in Virginia, everyone calls it the Commonwealth. I forget Pennsylvania does that too.
...to never have to deal with this requirement at all. The people I represent are still being asked to pay every year for a testing program that, by the data, serves virtually no purpose.
But the state disagrees, at least for now. The Commonwealth says the emissions inspection program was customized to, quote, meet specific regional air quality issues and improvement goals, while focusing on customer convenience, unquote. Adding, quote, a great deal has been done to improve air quality in Pennsylvania. However, more vehicles on the road and more miles being traveled are offsetting this progress, unquote. Langerholt's bill passed today with Democratic support. The bill now heads to the State House. Similar pieces of legislation have been here before and failed, but we will update you as the story unfolds.
It's gonna pass. Let's pass it. Let's deregulate everything. You know what I mean? I hate the government being in my shit anyway, but I just love this idea that everybody hates regulation, and yet everybody thinks that AI is going to be regulated at some point before it destroys us. It's just I hate regulation. Do you like lead in your children's toys? Well, I don't want lead in the toys, but I don't want regulation. Well, you got to have regulation if you don't want lead in the toys. So you got to find a happy medium there someplace. Well, I hate regulation though. All right, then you're going to have lead in your children's toys. That's it. You're going to have lead in your cups, lead in your paint, lead in your car, lead in everything. Neurotoxins for everybody. Sure. Regulations are necessary, says Everett Tauscher. Seems that way to me, especially because we keep giving money to these industries to make bigger and faster, crazier shit. Maybe we should just stop giving money to these assholes. See, the thing is, if you don't want regulation, right, then you need to stop giving money to GM, to all the general companies, General Motors, General Oil, General Electric, all these assholes. You got to stop giving money to them. You got to stop giving money to all the AI companies. You got to stop giving any money to them, any money to Amazon. You stop giving money to them so it halts progress. But we want progress, though. Well, then you're going to have regulation. That's the only, like, you got to give up something. You can't have endless as fast as you can. Lead paint blocks the 5G. Yes. I love it in movies now. They always show like somebody with a lead-lined refrigerator. Like, that's a good thing. That was not a good thing. People had lead in everything back in the... There's lead in the glaciers. There's lead in the glaciers because of us, because we put it in the gasoline. We put lead in everything, homie. You know why they put lead in the gasoline, by the way? Because engines made a noise that we just didn't. They made this little knocking noise. They called it engine knock. And if you put lead in the gasoline, the engine knock went away. And they knew at that point that lead was a neurotoxin that was going to kill us and cause people like my father to have fucking neurological disabilities in his old age. We knew that was going to happen. We knew that lead fucks with your brain. We've known since the days of the Romans, because they had lead in their like plateware and shit. They had lead all over the place too. It's easy to work with, but they figured it out. It kills you, it makes you crazy, and then you die. And we knew it. That Donald Trump has got lead poisoning. He's got you wonder why Donald Trump talks all funny and loopy? It's because he's got lead poisoning. He had lead poisoning his whole life. He's had it. It just works its way on you. It's a neurotoxin. It works slow, but gets you. And they put it in fucking everything. They put it in everything. It was good times. Sky, you okay? Yeah, I'm okay, buddy. I'm okay. I'm all right. Romans. Yeah, the Romans. The Romans, they put lead in shit. Yeah, they put lead in everything. We've been putting lead in almost like. Have you ever? There's these accounts now. People go to like Home Goods because a lot of stuff from China has lead in it. So if you go to like Home Goods or TJ Maxx or something and you buy a cup, like a coffee cup, it might have lead in it. They put lead in like ceramics. It's pretty common. And there's this thing you can put this liquid on it and shine a light on it. You can tell if there's lead. And there's guys that just. They know which brands. So they'll go into these stores and they'll take it. They'll take readings and there's lead. It's poison. It'll fucking kill you. It takes a long time though. It takes a long time. Yeah, graphite. Yeah. Pencils never really had lead. They had graphite. They probably had lead like ages ago, maybe. Maybe not in my lifetime, but we got lead in everything. Still today. It's good times. Good times.
The demand for more answers on Israel's nuclear arsenal. 30 House Democrats sent a letter to Secretary of State Marco Rubio urging the Trump administration to acknowledge Israel's nuclear program and for more assurances given the ongoing war with Iran. They write, quote, Congress has a constitutional responsibility to be fully informed about the nuclear balance in the Middle East and the risk of escalation by any part of this party to this conflict and the administration's planning and contingencies for such scenarios. We do not believe that we have received that information. This is sort of like an open secret. Everybody knows that Israel has nukes. We don't know how many. Is it time for there to be more transparency around that?
Well, it's not up to us. I mean, it's a very interesting story because we were put in a difficult position by the state of Israel. Some people out there might not know this, but the United States government tried really hard to prevent Israel from having nuclear weapons. It was not in the state and national interest of the United States under the administrations of Dwight Eisenhower and John F. Kennedy and Lyndon Johnson for Israel to have a bomb. The French engaged in a covert operation with Israel to help Israel build its capacity. The French were not straightforward with us about it, and the Israelis were not.
Look at Scott Jennings like, oh, shit. Scott Jennings, the guy on the left, he was really into the weapons of mass destruction thing about Iraq. Like, this guy was instrumental in starting the Iraq war, the guy on the left. Real shitty guy, that Scott Jennings. He's still at it. He's like a staple on CNN now. He's like their right wing freak on CNN.
Not straightforward with us.
He's like their one guy, the token right wing white guy.
At the end of the 60s, you have a new administration that comes into town.
Look at him.
And the Israelis, the French have changed their policy and are now not selling weapons to Israel anymore. The Israelis come to our government and say, we'd like to buy F-4s, Phantom bombers. We're willing to do that, but we say to the Israelis, but you've got to announce that you'll never introduce nuclear weapons into the Middle East.
Oh, yeah. Everyone's talking about how he lost his mind on Mockler. Scott Jennings and Adam Mockler got into it. That was so funny. It's past your bedtime. Like, went straight to the ad hominems. It was so funny. So funny. And Mockler's like, oh, yeah, you're trying to start another war with a country that starts with IRA. Is that like your thing or something? It's so funny. People hate him. Well, they hate him for a good reason. Scott Jennings, you think Ozempic? Nah, he got skinny before Ozempic was a thing. Pause a track. Thank you so much. Pause a track. I was trying to play America, America, God shed his grace on thee. I was trying to play that song for you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yeah, but he got skinny before Adam. I think that Scott Jennings got skinny I think he got laparoscopic surgery. I think he got the what do you call it? What do you call that thing? The band or maybe he got gastric bypass. That'll make you skinny like Al Roker. Yeah, my dad got gastric bypass. Yesterday I was looking at old photo. I saw a picture of my dad at like 350 pounds. I was like, holy shit, he was so fat. Now he's like, I think my dad weighs like 100 pounds now. He's so skinny. He's like he's like, I mean, my dad's about to die. He's really, really not looking good these days.
Because we were very worried about
yeah, it's sad. It's sad, but...
arms race in the Middle East. And we were afraid that if the Israelis announced that they had nuclear weapons, the Egyptians would go to the Soviets and say, would you give us a nuclear guarantee? And we'd find ourselves in a Cuban Missile Crisis, but in the Middle East. So the Nixon administration, which, by the way, the Joint Chiefs of Staff didn't want Israel to have nuclear weapons. The State Department didn't want them. Really, none of the leaders in that administration wanted them to have nuclear weapons, but they had them. And so the U.S. government came up with this fix, which was basically, don't say to the world that you have them, and don't introduce them. In other words, don't assemble a weapon. And we'll sell you phantoms, because the administration was afraid that if they didn't sell phantoms to Israel, members of...
I love the history lesson. It's kind of boring. Yeah, guess what? Israel has nuclear weapons. We all know it. Everybody knows it, but America refuses to acknowledge it. Ear enlargement? Yes. Where's your dad? Tejas. He's in Texas. He's in a Texas home. He's in a home in Texas. All my exes live in Texas. All my exes live in Texas, man. Man. Anyway, that is the end of the show. Thank you all for joining. My name is Skyjack Morgan, independent news and culture commentator, free speech and critical thinking advocate. Israel has nuclear weapons. America refuses to acknowledge it, but everyone knows it. It's a funny thing, but we don't want Iran to have them, even though they don't have them. They have no capability of getting them. But we don't like the idea of other people having them, because we can't invade you. We can't invade you if you have nuclear weapons. Why won't America acknowledge Israel's nuclear weapons? All right, thank you all for joining. It was never about the nukes. Indeed. Thank you. Go get him? What am I going to get him for? He's in a home. He's doing all right. He's over there. Let me go get him. I saw him in January. It's fine. He's fine. What do you mean get him? What do you mean get him? Cash App. Oh, you said a Cash App? Thank you, Co-Sider. Hey, thank you so much. Let me see what you got on the Cash App. Open up that Cash App. Thank you so much. I guess once I have once I switch over to OBS, I'm gonna know. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Co-Sider. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Thank you, Veg in the Woods. Thank you. You're amazing. You're incredible, and I love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate you. Have a great day. Thank you for supporting the channel, everybody. Thank you for supporting me. Live together. He can be your inspiration and motivation. Dude, he can't. I can't live it. He needs a full-time caregiver, Sid Life. I cannot be a full-time caregiver. I'm not a full-time caregiver. He needs a full-time caregiver. He needs someone who, like, he's in a memory ward, dude. All right, Sky City Rebels, we're going to do the Afterglow right now. So if you are a Sky City Rebel, you can hop on over to the private stream. We're going to do the members-only stream right now. And I appreciate you so much for being here. Illegitimate non-carburetum. Don't let the bastards grind you down, because I need you, we need each other, and the animals need us most of all. And thanks. Anything else? Oh, we're going to do a call-in show later, and we'll also do the gaming tonight. So 2 more streams tonight on this channel. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. Put the bell on, and you'll know when I'm live. But we'll do a call-in show later on in a few hours. Thank you so much, guys. Godspeed. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so friggin' much.